So, today I want to talk about Dr. Umar Johnson. If you aren't aware of what he's been talking about lately, then you must be under a rock somewhere, right? This man went on, he went on a podcast recently, Daily Wrap Up Crew to be exact, and started spewing a bunch of nonsense, blaming black men for the state of the community, he acknowledged and then ignored at the same time all the environmental factors that went into everything that black men have become. And in spite of all the things that black men have had to endure, black men have pretty much triumphed over a lot of it. We've changed our ethnic image. The amount of the prison incarceration rate and all that has gone down. The amount of black men who have children out of wedlock has gone up. So in the face of all that, he still continues to blame black men for everything that's going on in the world today. No different than any white supremacist, he's only wearing blackface. And that's just my opinion. Because that's the same thing that they do, blame all this country's problems on black people. You're blaming all the community's problems on black men specifically. So let's take a look at Mr. Umar Johnson. You know, it's funny that he takes people for a fool. So today I'm going to show you exactly what I mean. Now, here is the Wikipedia page on Mr. Umar Johnson, right? So we can take a look at this. And from there, matter of fact, let me go back. Let me get the right screen up here. Nope, this is not the screen I want. Here we go. Gotta build it while I fly, you know what I mean? So here's the Wikipedia page on Mr. Umar Johnson. I'll give you his brief family history. You know, you can't take everything on Wikipedia, but some people put in some good information. As far as I know, he's a self-proclaimed doctor of psychology. We have yet to see any credentials on it. This man has not displayed his plaques or showed his transcript, so I'm going to take what they say on Wikipedia as a grain of salt. But the bombshell and the thing that I want everybody to look at is this right here. Now, when you go to fdmga.com, you'll see that he has this nice little website here. Let me get this out the way. And he talks about, all the people that, you see the flash script with the donations that's gone into the school. Yet, as you're watching these animations, none of these images are of the school that he's quote unquote has built or is building. Now, I've searched the internet. There may be more information out there that I've yet to uncover. But the more you look into it, the more it just looks bad. Notice that all these images, and you'll see a few pop up here, you have images of other schools. Now, I don't know whether he's trying to show us the vision of what he's trying to build, but this does not look like what the current FDMG Academy looks like. Now, as you scroll down, a few more doctored up images. And of course, you got to throw the little black girl in there to garner some sympathy. New campus in Atlanta. I yet to see that, but I will find that information as well. Now, here you're going to see the funding goals. Now, if you remember correctly, this dude had a video talking about he only got $250,000 in donations, and that was like a few years back. So you mean to tell me that all these people that continue to donate, and even that video we showed all the donations and gifts, where he, the famous meme, donations, gifts, like he's damn retarded. You remember that video? That was after he talked about how trifling black people were for not supporting him. So there's a website, no real, you can click on the PayPal link. It's going to take you to where you can donate to him. For, you know what I'm saying? Like you see that there, that's up and running. The only thing running right now. And if you want to look at this shit, man, this has been updated because last time I looked through this photo gallery, right? Okay. You know, I work construction, so it's nothing for us to put up a mock room or building. Notice how this is blurred out. You can't really see what the hell's going on. But we do mock ups of what certain rooms look like all the time. We'll go through a fully constructed room just to show investors and the ownership what it's supposed to look like after, the engineering and stuff like that. So as I scroll up here, we're going to click on book a tour. Notice this goes nowhere. You can get an email to, that can be completely automated. It will tell you everywhere you can, it'll give you updates from time to time. People do this all the time. So this is nothing new. Now notice meetings. Meetings where? Atlanta, Wilmington, Virginia, where there's supposedly a school supposed to go. Where is this going? Where is this? Where? Nothing you can click on here. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. So if that doesn't raise a red flag in your mind, I got some more for you. Okay. I got some more for you. Let's take a look at one of the properties supposedly purchased in Wilmington, Delaware. Okay. Delaware. It took me a minute to find this information, but knowing what I know about construction, I know to look for permits. I know to look for deeds, contractors, and so forth, and to see what they worked on. You can find a lot of this information at City Hall as well. This is all public information. Notice, this is 610 17th Street, Wilmington, Delaware. Owner, Frederick Douglass and Marcus Garvey, RBG International Leadership Academy Incorporated. And they give you a P.O. box, not the physical address of the school. If that doesn't raise, that should raise some eyebrows. It's not the physical address of the school. You know what I'm saying? If I'm not mistaken, schools have mailboxes. But I digress. Now, exempt commercial. You see all this information here. You can get this all off the newcastle.gov website where you can look up, here's the parcel number if you want to go directly to it. Make sure you take note of that. And you can look at all of this information here. Let's take a look at the map here. And not much there for the map. Oh, here we go. There's the lot. Now, if one of his videos he showed you, this is the bigger lot. This is the old Moyer or whatever high school. And then across the street is the elementary or middle school, right? They're right across the street from each other. The yellow buildings, if you've seen that video, you know what I'm talking about. Now let's go back. Now I clicked on, building sketches. And then we'll go back to parcel details. And for some reason, this is not coming up. Okay. All right, so let's just go back. High-speed internet, you can't get shit to load, I swear. Now, we're going to scroll down. You can see the fire information. Oh, what do we have here? Deed history. Who owned this place before? Goodwill Industries. I guess they were the people who built the school originally before turning it over to the education system here for $250,000. That was back in 92. So most likely that was when it was built. Okay, if you understand construction, you have the contractor takes over, and then when they turn the building back over, they take ownership, and then they turn the building back over to the original owners, the people paying for the project. Now, here we go again. Turned over to the school district. And again, $10 given to this place. Probably did some major renovations, and you'll see that in the next screen that I'm going to show you. Some major renovations went through and then sold and became the Maurice J. Moyer Academy in 2013. Now, if you do the math, that was, 10 years ago, okay? And then it was turned back over to K-12 management. K-12 management is a educational system. They have an online campus and so forth. If it's the same company I'm thinking of, they do a lot of homeschooling. They purchased it for $1.25 million. And then all of a sudden, they turn it back over to They get rid of it. I guess they realized the headache it was, as you'll see in the next screen. When I show you the permits and all the construction that went on it. Marcus Garvey Academy. Now, pay attention to this right here. Turned over to Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy. Now, when we went to FDMG.com, right, he quote unquote raised this money here. There's no transparency. It doesn't show as of date. There's no dates here. There are no dates here. You click on donate, there are no dates. People have been asking for dates and where the money is going and so forth, right? And no one has done anything. No, he has not come. He's avoided the question of how much he's taking in total, where the money is going. But when you come back here and you look at when he got the building, he got it in 2019. Now, mind you, this man has been fundraising since 2010. Almost a decade later, he gets this building here, and he got it for basically free. He got it for free. But nobody's asking the correct questions. He got it for free. And you can look at the taxes that's been paid on it. Excuse me. Tax payments all the way up to this guy right here. If you raise this amount of money, if you raised all that money and you're only, since 2019, you've only paid $35,000 in taxes on a the value of it was $1.25 million building. You got a deal. You got a discount. Now, you can ignore this part where it says year built in 2010, because that's probably a clerical error there. That's when it became, if I'm not mistaken, 2010, where we're at, when they poured a bunch of money into it. And there you go. Now, I do have a tab up here. Let me see if I can find it. Excuse me. As soon as I find this tab, I'll show you that one. Now, your boy wasn't expecting anybody to come in and search to see what's been going on this place, okay? Nobody expects you to come back and check the paperwork, as Jason Black always says. Whoops. Let me go back here and pull this real quick. Let's see. 611 East 11. Now I'm doing all of this on the fly. Excuse me. Here we go. 610 East 17th Street for this particular property. Now, if you don't understand what you're looking at all the permits and fees that are associated with this place. Now, if you cross-reference all this information with what you've seen on the ownership, let's take a look at the details. Plan review, right? So we'll take a look at that. Oh, that's the other thing I forgot to mention. This is zoned as light manufacturing. Why is a school listed as light manufacturing? It kind of, you want to ask these questions. And this was for an addition to the place, for them to review the plan and look at the estimated costs of what they were doing on the construction on it. So whoever had this place before, they went through a lot of renovation and so forth. So it's going to take this man, if that's what they paid to get this place up and running for the time it ran, it's going to take Dr. Umar a whole lot of money to get this place running. Now, here we go. 2 permits. Let's see what we got here. Building permit. Now, notice, building permit, $2,000. Okay, we can look at the permit image as well. Certificate of occupancy fee plus the building permit. Bam, there you go. You don't see anything like that under the Marcus Garvey moniker, because at this point it's just a fictional thing that exists. But we can look at some of the inspections that happened on 2009. The foundation failed. It failed. So that lets you know, with all that renovation and stuff like that, the people who gave this building away pretty much abandoned that. If you really think about it, why would somebody give this building away for $10? Because there's some major issues with that particular building, and you see the estimated cost is $2 million to fix that place. But he went and got it anyway because, hell, it was handed to him. It's going to take him $2 million to get that shit up and running. Meanwhile, he's taking all these trips, getting all these donations. So how much more do I need to show you that this man is a fraud? What he's saying is not matching his daggone mouth, especially on the internet. Oh, shit, I forgot to put the E. There we go. Now, if you look at the list of fees he got here versus the people who owned it before, for them to get these permits and inspections and do all this work that need to be done to the school, it costs them a significant amount of money. And there's 2 whole pages of this stuff. So as you go through, you got a $10,000 here, a $5,000, $100, whatever. And you go back here and you look at the Marcus Garvey Foundation, or whatever the hell you want to call it. And that's just for one of the properties. What is this estimate here? $500, $600? No, not even that. 80, 110, 2, less than $400 in inspections and fees to get the school up and running. And that's for that particular property. Now let's go to the other one. Oh, man. Logged me out. All right. Citizen self-service, permits and inspections. Let's go to the other one, 611, because both of these are listed. All right, now we're getting up there. We're getting more fees because there's more work being done. All right, notice. Let's see here. Let me go back here to this one. Let me go back to parcel search. Bring up when he acquired this building. All right. So it's pretty much the same deal. He got this building as well. $10. That's basically free. Probably some paperwork or so forth. $10 freaking dollars. You got 2 properties, $10. There you go. Now we'll go back to our search, our permit search. 611 17th Street. Again, for those who are viewing this video. Let's see. Now, he didn't acquire that building until 2019. Yet, check this out. We are on the first. No, let's go back to the first page. So the first thing he did, because this goes into from the latest to oldest, it's the first thing he did. This one is complete. Building permit, $44. Plumbing, final inspection. So he had the plumbing done. Okay, got it. So he wasn't lying about that part. Estimated cost, $2,000. And not a whole bunch of pennies coming out of that $250,000 that he supposedly and allegedly acquired or people donated in for. That's a drop in the bucket, okay? Now we're going to go back to this page. I'm going to go look at one of the first items on the first page. Now, notice he's had a lot of work done, had people come in. And if you look at when he dropped those videos versus, if you look at the videos that he dropped and you look at the time frame in which these inspections and permits occurred, you're going to notice that they're pretty close to each other. Now, I don't have the time building rough framing. So if you go back to his website, where we're at, and let's look at some pictures. Shape the future. Yeah, all right. Every link you click on this page, I swear it seems like it sends you to a donation page. This is insane. This is a huge red flag in my book. I'm sure JT, the pocket watcher, will probably get a hold of this video and look at this stuff as well. Because if you follow the money, like old buddy said in The Wire, you don't know where the hell it's going to go. Look at this. Every time you click on a link, I think I'm about to get some information about school supplies and so forth. And this is what you get. Events. And we go right back to that same page. Subscribe. They want your email and everything else. Where's that page with the pictures on it? Look at this shit, man. Where is the pictures? Where is the pictures? All these doctored up images and so forth. Look at this raggedy ass photo. You know what I'm saying? Like, look at this shit. This is probably a stock image. This is not what he showed on the video. Even if you squint your eyes, do the little safety squint and look at this. This looks nothing like the academy that he's talking about. This could possibly be what it is, but when you go back and look at the permits, where we at? Permits, where we at? Rough framing and stuff like that. Come on, man. Like, we're not stupid. We are definitely not stupid. Let's see if we got another one here. Let's take a look at this one. Plan review. Let's go back. Basically building plans. You're looking over the prints and plans and what you plan on doing with this place. Let's take a look at this 150 right here. Another plan review. Plan review at the plan review. How many is that, right? I got to stop hitting that button. Okay, so this one. Building permit, electrical rough-in. Okay, got it. Let's look at some details. Owner, contractor. Okay. So either he pulled this permit himself because he was doing the work himself or hired some unofficial hired help there. A lot of times when you go to pull permits to do construction, you can do, owner, contractor. If you want to do your own work on your house, which I recommend, so that when you go to sell the house and you got the plans and stuff that you took down to City Hall, pulled your own homeowner's permit and so forth, I recommend you do that. Helps with selling the house. When they go to do your final inspections or your electrical inspections, you're not left holding the bag. And having to have a contractor come in and notice something. Who's the contractor? What was being done? Fee amount paid, receipt. There's nothing here. It's almost like he pulled a homeowner's permit just to get this done. Electrical final. Paid for it, but there's nothing there. Again, nothing here. Nothing here. So let's go all the way back. Electrical work commercial. Now, if you don't know anything about all this work, this is called commercial work. You got to have a contractor, attached to it. I don't even know how they let him get away with pulling his own permits, and there's no contractor listed. There's got to be an electrical company or something involved in that. Now, this is where we as black men, black professionals, when you hear stupid stuff like that, my ears went up. Like, wait a minute. Who did you hire for this? You claiming that you want black folks to get their hands in this and, get their hands dirty and so forth. Oh, here we go. Contractor name Gregory Maleseka. Let's see. Let's do a search on this name. And where it went, I don't know. Trying to do a search on it. I'm trying to do a search on it because I was going to show y'all that video from you know, all right, here we go. Meaning, historic surname of all waiter, occupation. Let's see what we got here. Block. Malaseca name origin. Let's check out ancestry.com. Let's see where that came from. Sport. And nothing comes up here. I'm not paying for it. It's probably behind a paywall of some sort. Okay. Now, the last time I seen this name, it was attached to a Spanish guy. No, or Mexican guy. And I'm gonna leave that, you know, just by the strength of looking at it, you can tell where that came from. Okay. Now let's go back to this application. Gregory Malaseca. So you could pretty much say that this is you know, Spanish guy. You know, I don't want to be funny or anything, but maybe Dr. Umar was hanging out around Home Depot. I'm just going to say it that way, okay? I'm just going to say it that way. Maybe he was hanging around Home Depot. I'm just going to throw that out there. There's plenty of guys that do that. They're out of work. They're professionals trying to get their business off the ground. They hang out around Home Depot, okay? Now we're going to go back. So finally we get a name, and would you look at that? Not a black person, right? So you won't pay your own folks to do anything. Maybe the price is too high. Oh, here we go. Generation Electrical Services. Let's see who these people are. Come on, here we go. About us. They came out and did the work. And would you look at that? Let's see if we can find the owner. Townsend, Delaware. Contact information. These people probably came out. He probably paid them, but we want to know where's the rest of them. Where's the rest of the money? Applicant name. So they applied for the permit to do the work. And they say it's still active. $16,000 to do some electrical work for this place. Still not up and running. Purchased 4 years ago. 4 years and a couple months to the date. But you're sitting on $250,000, maybe more. Yet no one's seen your books. No one knows where that money exactly went. I can show you a few places where that money probably went. So check this one out. Add one smoke detector. Estimated cost, $1,200. Did he pay himself? Because there's no contractor listed here. Add one smoke detector. Estimated cost, $1,200. He pulled a permit for that. Maybe this is an attempt at him trying to clean up his books. Now, I can go on and on and on and on all day long, but the bottom line is this. When it comes to funding and stuff like that, there's a lot of stuff that I don't know. But I do know one thing. If you have the right people on board with what you're trying to do, and you got investors and you got, you know, panels of people to advise you about how to go about this, then this project should have been done by now. As far as we know, Dr. Umar has not mentioned a staff, hasn't said anything about a staff, or anyone who's supposedly doing work for him. I got to go digging for the information. And then to find out that he didn't pay much for the building that he got, we want to know where the money is going. People have been asking this man for years, where is the money going? But when you look at his Twitter account, he's in a different city damn near every week, it seems like. And all we want this man to do, since you want black men to take responsibility, be accountable for everything, how about you be accountable for where this damn money went? Because I was one of the people who donated back in 2010. And then people started asking questions. The money has gone nowhere. Except in your pocket is what I believe. Now, I demand that you come forward and let us know. Otherwise, I'm going to keep talking and telling people about how the construction world works. And it's going to make you look even worse. Matter of fact, I might just do that anyway. Because of all those people I named, all these consultants and so forth, about how to proceed and stuff like that, I don't see any record of any of it on here. You haven't showed us no blueprints, no plans. You haven't even hinted at anything. Like it would be so easy if you had the information for us, for you to show us a 3D model of what the school is supposed to look like, because most engineering firms and stuff like that who do renovations and stuff, they will show you the models. They have artists do mock-ups of what it's supposed to look like, and they give you the estimates and the cost. You haven't showed us any of the bids for these construction companies to come in and do work. You're just freewheeling it. Just paying whatever to get this thing up and running instead of doing it the right way. So while you sit here and point your fat fingers at everybody else not doing what they're supposed to do, you're not doing what you're supposed to do, and yet you're taking money from those who are the most vulnerable and susceptible to whatever you have to say. Like, come on, Umar. The paperwork is right here. You can't hide these online documents. And no matter what you say about building your own, you still got to go through the state. And from what I can see, you're doing the bare minimum just to keep people off your behind about where their money is going. $36 and what? General repair, recurring, replace missing ceiling tiles, tracks, and whatever. So who's the contractor? There are companies that specialize in that. Now I can keep going, man. I can go through this list with a freaking fine-tooth comb just to figure out where the hell the money is. You're running out of time, buddy. I suggest you get hot and make something happen. Show me something. Since you got so much to say with your big ass mouth. It's about blaming men who has nothing to do with men who had nothing to do with the state of the current community. You want to blame them for not coming back to help. When a lot of these men who were walking around today were hung out to dry by the very community who didn't care about what they had to say, their thought processes, what they were trying to do. Hell, prime example. Y'all will throw getting out of jail parties. You will wear free whoever t-shirts and have whole ass receptions for men who've gone in and out of prison. But the guy who's studying to be an engineer, doctor, and so forth, y'all won't even show up at their graduation from college. Hell, y'all barely showed up at high school. But anyway, that's all I got, man. I'm done with this shit.